welcome back to Monstar Gaming. I know it's been a while. I was playing a couple of different games. Got pretty big into some PC games here and there, and just kind of mixing it up, things like that. But I am back on playing some mobile games. The one that I actually want to continue, which I was having a lot of fun with, is Elvenar. I find like a lot of other games have a lot of PvP, have a lot of fighting and this and that, and I also enjoy city building games, but sometimes just building a city can be a little bit monotonous or kind of repetitive. So I like these games that are kind of have a few different things going on and require a little bit of strategy. So they're not super casual, but they have a little bit more going on. So the alliance I used to be in on here kind of just went kapooey over time. People stopped playing and really was not active and nothing much going on. So I did set up a new fellowship, looking for some players. Definitely if you're a newbie, that's fine. If you're somebody who likes to play super casually, that's totally fine. I would like to eventually have maybe 2 or 3 other kind of leaders in the group that can kind of coordinate if there's any like events or just like in general, just to kind of stay active. It is a little tough sometimes to run an alliance and then you take some time off in a way, and nobody else is kind of keeping up with it because they're kind of waiting for you to do this or do that, and that's totally fine. But it would be good to have a couple other people kind of step up a little bit and just kind of keep the momentum and be able to help out. So I'm just going to click over here. Looks like I have somebody in there, which is cool. Let me go over here to the overview. So we're called Yellow Dragon. Like I said, it's just level 1, brand new. I'm actually playing on my tablet right now. I like that this game is also a browser game, so you can kind of, as long as you save your account, you can play it on your phone, your tablet, or your computer on the browser with the same game. There's definitely some cool stuff with playing it on a PC. You have a much bigger screen. If you have a big monitor, there's more detail in the options and menus. But for me, I really enjoy playing on a tablet. Everything's kind of easy peasy with the just using your fingers to click on things. You can zoom in and zoom out. For me, the control is a little easier with a couple fingers than with a mouse. But like I said, on a PC, you have a lot more options. So there's a little bit more detail when you're clicking on things. Like this screen just looks like this, and this screen just looks like that. On a computer, it's a little bit more detailed. There's more pop-up screens that you can look at to quickly look at things, but I really enjoy playing on a tablet, and I'll probably primarily do that. The one big difference playing on the browser is when you are doing battles, to expand your territory. You actually do the battles. You'll have like the grids, you have your troops, and you kind of do like almost like a chess maneuvering type thing. So that's nice. But once again, this isn't a game that you would play per se for the battles. I think it's a good element, and if you want to battle it out, that's awesome. Go for it. It's a really fun part of the game. Usually, it will cost you less in resources to have a good battle versus giving away goods to win the battle. So it is a good part of the game. On mobile, when you do those battles, we'll just go to the world map. They're basically automated. So you would just kind of select your troops, they'd select their troops, and then it auto fights, which to me is nice because then you can kind of move along pretty quick and you don't have to worry about it too much. But it's nice to have both options. I would say that the more complete game is going to be on the browser. So some people specifically use that. I like playing this on a phone as well because, it really was made for mobile as well. That wasn't an afterthought. They made it specifically to fit mobile screens and mobile space and mobile functionality, and it runs really well. Let me zoom out a little bit. I'm not going to say that I'm super far along in the game, but look at how much more space I could eventually have. When you start out, let's see, this is as far in as you can go. I think when you start, it looks like that perspective. Buildings are really small. One of the best things about the game is when you evolve buildings and you level them up, they change. The artwork is different for every single level. They get bigger and bigger and bigger. So when you look at other players that are further in the game, you can actually look at their city. You can click on every building so you can identify it at least. And you can see like, oh, that building looks really cool. What is that? This is a game where there's a lot of events. There's a lot of buildings that you can win. There's a lot of buildings that you can, I guess, summon in a way. I'll go over here and spells, and I'll do summonings. These are all the buildings that I have. Most of these are from events. When you start an event, you get awarded the starting building, and then from there there's other buildings that you can get depending on how well you do in the event. But you can basically collect a bunch of these. They're free to have, and you get them throughout the game just playing. And then on the bottom here, it tells you their benefit, like what they do. If you click in, it'll tell you a little bit more of the requirements. So that's where a little bit of the strategy is in the game. Is you're going to have limited space. So that's going to be the biggest challenge initially, other than building a good economy, is making sure that you are very efficient with your space. You can see all the light green area is my territory, and everything beyond down here I need to expand, and it is costly to do that, so you're not going to have a ton of land immediately. But either way, it's a great game. I think I stopped playing it for a while before because I got a little stuck, but since I came back, I realized that my quests were incomplete, and I had actually gotten myself stuck, so that's my own fault. Sorry about that. The other thing is the research, which is how the game progresses on. You go age by age by age by age. In the original game, there was only 5 eras, and then that was kind of it. This game's been out for quite a long time now, so there's a lot more ages to work on, and you kind of have to do them in order, or almost complete everything to get to the next thing. So there is that. So sometimes you will stall a little bit, but it's a great game where everybody kind of helps each other. So having a fellowship is super important. Being in a fellowship is super important. You can trade, what do you call it? It's easier to trade when you have people like that, when you also have people helping you out every day. So a lot of great things here. You don't have to worry about PvP. You don't have to worry about people attacking your town and taking your resources. That will never happen. If people help you, you can help them back, and you'll get goods for that. Let me see if there's, yeah, like right here. This person polished your main hall. Polish just basically means that they did a little assist. So I'm going to assist them. You get to pick which one you want to do. And you get gold and supplies. And, every day you kind of look through